The Gmen, August 27th, 2025. Awe-inspired droppings.
And welcome everyone to the Gmen Show. Now, Apple, in their infinite wisdom, has chosen my birthday for their next big event. What's going to be released? Well, a phone, duh. And a bunch of other stuff along with OS updates for the phone and other stuff released. Do we want to talk about what that other stuff is? Not particularly, but I guess it's expected of us. Also, we're going to record some ads today. So yay. I know Gaz is just so excited about that. Aren't you, Gaz?
I'm really on the edge of my seat waiting to do the ads.
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell. What have you been up to?
Which I have no clue where they are. But there you go.
They're in our chat. They're in our messages chat.
Yeah. So I've got to open that up again and then scroll through and find it. Thanks for that, guy.
Oh, you're welcome. I should have just put it in the
Yes, yeah, but hey, that would be too easy, wouldn't it?
It would be. It would be.
That would be far
Technology
too easy.
is your friend.
Not yours.
No, not at all.
Well, Jen, we've been down to see brother-in-law and sister-in-law this week, which was very nice. We've been doing our usual wolf wanderings. I've been out on the bike as usual. We've been out
the new
with
bike?
friends. Been out on the new bike, plenty of times. And also today, I normally go volunteering in the morning. Actually mid-morning through to about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but they actually set up and allowed us to go around Rutland Water on some boats because they have a lot of fishermen there and they use these little boats. I think there was about a flotilla of 10 boats or so, 10 or 12 boats, and we went out and it's quite a big area of water and poodled around for a couple of hours on the water. Quite a different perspective from actually being on the shoreline, so it was quite interesting. So yeah, I've done very little on my Mac. Haven't done that for a little while, have I? Haven't done that, but you caught on pretty quick. So been thinking about Apple products and not Apple products, and it's all good. It's all good. I'm happy.
I have got a lot going on right now. I'm not going to now. I don't know if Gaz is going to record next week. I guess that is to be determined. But I won't be on as I'm leaving for Florida this coming Friday with my older brother. By older, I mean 81 years old. Sandy. Yep. The two of us traveling at breakneck speeds, which is like 5 miles over the speed limit. The family room furniture. Remember all the to-do with IKEA and all the rest of that about the family room furniture where they canceled my order, the sons of bitches. We ended up going to, and I don't think they have them over in the UK. But you know what this is. Department store called Macy's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, they had a big Labor Day sale coming up. And some great prices. So we got a sofa and a love seat, and Tracy picked the color. Probably. Tracy basically made the decision about the sofa, the love seat, and the color. And I was there mostly to say, what a great idea.
You were there mostly to go, yes, I'll pay for it.
Exactly. Yeah. And to put my credit card on the table.
To make sure it's the right color.
Make sure that the sofa and love seat were the right color, the one that she chose.
Yes.
And because it was a custom color, it would have taken about 8 weeks to deliver. But no sooner had we gotten home that evening, she tossed and turned all night because she was afraid she had picked the wrong color.
I know that feeling.
Yes, I do not. Because it doesn't.
I'm not. No. Let me clarify, Guy. Let me clarify.
Go ahead.
I know the feeling when
Oh,
I'm next to somebody who's not sure about the fact that they've chosen the right color.
right, and we won't say who that person is.
No,
Sorry,
no.
pardon me. Um, so we go back to the store, of course, and we see the same guy, and I can almost hear his eyes rolling in his head as Tracy was talking about changing the color. But fortunately, the color that we ended up going with was a standard color, which they already have in stock. So instead of waiting 8 weeks for furniture, it's supposed to come today. So, yay. And I see the word color has been changed a few times somehow.
It's to the
Oh,
correct
the
spelling.
games we play with our show notes. It's such a crazy show. Speaking of which, I've spoken with Dave Hamilton from the Mac Geek Gab, and we're going to do a promo swap. So once we get a bumper or an ad or something recorded, I'm going to send that to him, and he'll send me something, and we'll play that the next time that we get together. Um, Also, if you the people who are listening, if you enjoy this show, we're still trying to kind of get ourselves established with a new feed. We don't have the luxury of the built-in feed that we had with the MyMac podcast. So please tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell people that you especially don't like about the G-Men show and that you would like them to listen to it. It's very, very important. We want to get those numbers back up. And you can find it in most of the podcatchers that are out there. And lastly, look at it. You can only see the very top of it, but this is my gorgeous, beautiful Heil PR35 microphone. I love this microphone. And I've been on it now for a while.
You seem to have settled down on the old mic swapping process, Guy.
Yeah, I
It's
just don't see any reason to change
give,
it.
gives me. Sorry, say that again.
I don't see any reason to change it.
No,
That look on your face like, who are you and what have you done with Guy Searle?
yeah. There's something wrong here. There's
You're
something
wrong with this.
drastically
Something
wrong.
very, very wrong with this.
Well, on that note, I think I
Yeah.
should jump into Gaz's snippets. Right. There seem to be an awful lot of feeds in my feed. Ha, ha.
Mm.
But a lot of it was actually talking about Google. It was talking about all of the possible stuff which might be coming up. So I've kind of skipped over a lot of it because there's an awful lot which was total rubbish. But
Repetition or
I still have a certain amount which I'm sure that you will like to listen to and respond accordingly
of course.
in your very um, explicit manner.
Oh,
You won't
I
respond to
won't.
this first one, though.
Okay.
Greater Manchester gets support for Apple Pay Express Mode. Support for Apple Pay's Express Mode this week, or this last week, has been added to the B network in Greater Manchester, enabling passengers to pay for bus and tram travel without unlocking their iPhone or Apple Watch. Um, the new functionality marks the first time a UK integrated public transport system outside London has implemented Express Mode. So if you think you were paying to get on the bus and then you decided not to get on the bus, make sure you haven't already paid to get on the bus because you may have already paid to get on
To
the
get
bus.
on the bus.
There's an update out there, Guy, 18.6.2 and macOS Sequoia 15.6.1. These were holding actively exploited vulnerabilities. So if you're one of those that go, oh, don't worry about it, I'll do it later.
Mm.
Nah,
Yeah.
probably want to get it done as soon as possible, if I were
Yeah,
you.
let's go ahead and get on that. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I like this story. Massimo sues the US Customs over Apple Watch blood oxygen workaround. So, if you remember last week, we said that actual Apple will now importing the phones and able to actually use the blood oxygen process in the US.
Yes.
Well, Apple reintroduced the blood oxygen monitoring, um, sidestepping an ITC import ban stemming from its legal dispute with the medical device maker Massimo. Massimo fired back with a new lawsuit against the US Customs and Border Protection. Well, I'll, I
Yeah,
basically there's a whole brief here about what they were doing and how much it was going to cost and all that, but it doesn't actually say how far that's going. We will see in the next few weeks
yeah,
how well that went.
yeah. Massimo, let us know how that's working out for you. Okay, okay.
Meta allegedly bypassed Apple privacy measure and fired an employee who flagged it up. Yes, you
Wow,
can't trust some of these people out there, can you, Guy?
that's
Hmm.
so they fired someone who flagged an exploit that Meta not necessarily. We're not saying that Meta was actively using this exploit against Apple, but it was a potential exploit that Meta could have used against Apple.
Meta is said to have found ways to identify Apple users even after they refuse consent for app tracking in order to
Wow.
avoid basically a 10 billion loss of revenue. And the employee obviously flagged the fact that they were doing it, and I don't think they were very happy with the fact that he did so.
No, he got caught
Mm.
eating someone else's sandwich in the lunchroom. That's why they let him go.
Yeah, yeah, he should have gone for a coronation chicken
Yep.
sandwich, really should have done.
Mhm.
You probably don't have coronation chicken over there. Anyway,
What? I don't know what that is. Is that
well, precisely, and I'm not gonna tell you, I'm gonna leave you
no, we
in
we have
suspenders.
inauguration meatloaf. That's what we have.
Yeah, we have lots of different things which are very similar. Apple responds to accusations of executive creating a toxic workplace. Um, 9 current and former employees who worked with or for Apple's vice president of fitness technologies, Jay Blanink, have accused him of creating a toxic work environment. The affected the affected employees
They're
said that
walking
he
around going, "Brr,
yeah,
brain."
that he could be verbally abusive, manipulative, and inappropriate, according to the report. Sounds like someone that the BBC have just gotten rid of on a certain food program over here. His
Yeah, it sounds
behavior
particularly healthy.
contributed. His behavior. Will you let me
Yeah.
finish? His behavior contributed to decisions by more than 10 workers to seek an extended mental health or medical leaves of absence since 2022. Anyway, Apple
Mhm.
spokesperson Lance Lynn told the New York Times that the report contains many inaccurate claims and mischaracterizations.
And
We
that's
sh-
the guy that the complaints were being made against?
Yeah, well, Apple have claimed that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Apple CEO Tim Cook has featured in the latest South Park episode. I think they were taking a little nudge, a bit of Mickey taking over the gold plinth piece of glass that he was handing over
To a
in the
particular
White
person.
House.
Yeah.
Mm.
He
Um,
who shall
Ap-
not be named.
Now, Apple have detailed that there are going to be some App Store tax and price changes in certain countries. So I think Brazil, it's 3.5%. And I've got loads of different places here: Canada, Estonia, Romania, the Philippines, Vietnam. Um, so basically, there's going to be some increases to um, the Apple
App Store
One.
pricing.
Yeah, the App Store
Oh,
pricing, but
you're talking
also
about, like, the whole bundle thing.
yes. I
Okay.
think. Um, don't think we've got any changes coming over here at the moment, although we've recently had some, I think, a little while ago. So it's probably they're just
Yeah,
probably
it went
playing
up
catch
to
up.
35.99 here, I think, is what I'm paying.
Apple TV exec Chris Parnell joins Paramount Plus as the executive VP of originals. So yeah, there you go. So bye bye, Chris. It's been it's been
So
fun.
he's a going.
He's going,
He's a going.
Sagoin. Um,
Did I throw you?
This
Sorry.
is not just iPads and iPhones, but actually all new um, similar devices must ship into Russia with the state-backed messaging app. So, yeah. I'm not saying anything against Russia. It's such a lovely place to live. Apple loses another key AI leader to Meta's super intelligence labs. Apple has had yet another AI executive poached by Meta, despite reports that the social networking company is slowing on its hiring. Frank Chu, one of Apple's leaders focused on cloud infrastructure, training, and search, will join Meta's super intelligence labs. There you go.
Super, not just intelligence. It's super
Super.
intelligence.
Super. Apparently, Apple and I got this little logo emblem. Apple has celebrated the national parks with Apple Pay, Apple Watch, and more. Um, oh no, no! Now, yes, now through August 29th, Apple will donate $10 to the National Park Foundation for every purchase made in the US. I thought there was a National Parks Day as well, actually on the watch. That's what I was thinking. This was talking about, but I may have been thinking of something else. Anyway, they're going to be donating.
Yeah,
So, but
good for them.
there is a maximum that they will donate to, which is $1 million.
Why not
Um,
just donate $1 million? And do the
because you've
whole
got to buy something first, Guy.
just donate. I mean, God, Apple, come on, Jesus, you just give them $1 million and go look what a great thing we did. Instead of making it so that, oh, if you
Yeah,
guys don't buy
yeah,
enough stuff, then
yeah.
we can't donate the whole million. You know how that works. They pay more in fines to Philadelphia in a year than they do. Okay, I'll stop. Never mind.
No, I like it. I like it. You're dead right. You're dead right. It I just, because it's national parks, I hadn't really thought about it that much because they're not obviously giving any money to our national parks. So why do I care?
Yeah, what are the odds?
F1, the movie, is now available to buy or rent ahead of the Apple TV Plus release. They are milking this for all they
Of course.
can, aren't they? They
Which,
really
I
are.
mean, it's been a big deal. They've made a lot of money off this movie.
Well, I think it's more, well, they have made a lot of money from it and it's done
Yeah, of
quite well, but I think they're also just milking the whole process, to be honest with
course.
you. Apple in talks with Google to power the next gen Siri with Gemini AI. They're in talks. They're probably in talks all the time. Or are they? Maybe it's just the bots talking to each other because they're taking
Let's
over the
ask
world.
ChatGPT. And what was that story you were talking about? They found some way to see who it is that's actually using Google services, even though Apple users have told them not to. I just can't see how any of that would go wrong.
Apple last week filed a lawsuit in Northern California against Chen Shi, a former employee who left Apple and took a job at Chinese smartphone Oppo. Now, I think I mentioned this briefly, but now Oppo has responded. Um, what they've said, we are aware of the recent lawsuit filed by Apple in California and have carefully reviewed the allegations in Apple's complaint. We found no evidence establishing any connection between these allegations and the employee's conduct during his employment at Oppo. Oppo respects the trade secrets of all companies, including Apple. And Oppo has not misappropriated Apple's trade secrets. Oppo will actively cooperate with the legal process, and we are confident that a fair judicial proceeding will clarify the facts. There
Good.
you
Well,
go.
that clears that all up. Then, good God.
Oh dear. Yeah, there's been a recent price hike on Apple TV Plus, I believe, and it's gone up. I think this is now. I've got to get this right because this says it's gone up 30%, which seems quite a lot.
Wow.
Apple announced yet another price hike for its Apple TV Plus service. This time, it's increasing 30% from $9.99 to $12.99 after the service launched in 2019 at $4.99. It's received a couple of price hikes. The new price hike, though, likely opens the door to something Apple has reportedly been considering for quite a while, an ad supported plan.
Please don't. Please don't, Apple. Don't do it. Please.
I think that this may actually be true, though. I can see that happening very much. I mean, if you've got Apple One or something like that, those prices are still relatively worth it. But if they keep putting it up, yeah, it's going to be very difficult to justify it. Um, Apple Music transfer tool for switching from Spotify is now available in US and 8 other countries, apparently. Let me see if I can find where those other countries are rather than just talking about the fact, oh no, I don't. I want to reject all. No, it's not easily going to go through
It's not
those
gonna
other
let you see it.
countries. No, it's not that it's not letting me. It's
Yeah.
okay. Here we go. No, that was it's not telling me. It's told me the original ones, but it's not told me who the new countries are. And I've even gone on to Apple itself, and they've not told me either. So I can't tell you who the other countries are, but apparently there's a
Just look
tool
it up
out
in
there.
Perplexity.
There's a tool out there so you can transfer from Spotify to Apple Music if you so wish. Apparently, a German court is saying that
Oh,
Apple is no longer allowed to advertise the Apple Watch as carbon neutral, following a protest from environmentalists about Apple's promoted claims. The Frankfurt court found the company misled consumers for describing the Apple Watch as a CO2 neutral product. There you go. Very
that
difficult to
sucks.
make.
Sucks to be Apple.
Very difficult to make any CO2 neutral product, to be perfectly honest with you, if it's unless it's air. If you're selling air and you can sell it in a recyclable bottle, you're
And ranch
probably close to
dressing.
it. Sorry?
Ranch dressing. That's CO2 neutral.
Is it though?
Air and ranch dressing. Yes.
Ranch, yeah, but how do you get the ranch dressing?
Oh, it's made with magic fairy dust.
No, yeah, but well, yes, and where does that magic fairy dust come
Magic
from?
fairy dust is CO2 neutral gas.
It- it- Everyone knows that, I suppose.
Everybody, that's common knowledge.
Why Apple is fighting legal battles in 2 countries over 12 cents per phone. Okay, this caught my interest. Apple is engaged in legal battles in both the UK and the US over 4G patents used in its mobile devices. The company has applied for permission to appeal a UK verdict, which would cost it an additional 12 cents per phone. While this might sound crazy, the company says that it's very much more is at stake, not just for its own business, but for companies of every size. The 12-cent battle. Apple has been involved in a very long running battle against one of these, Optis Wireless Technology, which is owned by a New York based hedge fund.
There you go.
Optis owns just a handful of total number of 4G SEPs, which the company is demanding large sums of money licenses. The US court initially awarded Optus 506 million in damages. That was subsequently reduced to 300 million, which both companies appealed. The judge in that case decided that a new damages trial should be held to decide the matter from scratch. I mean, no money going to lawyers there at all. A
None.
separate UK case back in 2022 decided that the FRAND rate for the patents owned by Optus should be 2 cents per phone. An appeal to the Supreme Court saw that that amount was increased to 14 cents. What concerns Apple is not the 12 cents difference, but the global precedent that this would set. The cellular modem in an iPhone costs Apple around $20. If you scaled up all of the SEPs required for that modem by the increase awarded in the UK, then the company would be paying a total of $40 in patent licenses compared to its 5 to 6 it pays currently. Hence why they are fighting these battles and trying to make sure that they don't suddenly lose a ton of profit on the iPhone.
Mm. Well, in short order, it won't matter because 4G eventually will just go away. Well, though, you know what?
Yeah, it's not
They
just
still have
4G though,
Gmail,
Guy. It's
so
not just
never
yeah,
mind.
it's the modem patterns that's in
Yeah.
there, and it's not just one pattern. That's the problem. There's a multitude of patterns, which is causing the problem.
Well, I mean, no, but honestly, I can get it because, all of the products that this hedge funds creates, they have to be protected too.
Yeah. But it's not just
Yeah,
the hedge fund. That's the thing.
I know.
It's
I was
yeah,
making a
yeah.
joke because the hedge fund
Oh,
doesn't create crap
correct.
other
No,
than
but
money.
they might own someone who does. So fair dues. Because that company might not have existed if the hedge fund hadn't come in and bought them out when they were struggling. I'm just saying. I'm not
We don't
defending them.
know. We
We
don't
don't
know.
know. We don't know. Okay, I saw this headline and I thought I'm just going to say the headline. That's all. I'm not going
Okay,
to give you any depth on it. I'm not going to go through what the thing talks about more in depth. I just want to see your reaction.
getting the rope ready.
Apple is unlikely to announce these products at its September event. He's hung himself. I thought he might. Apple has announced a fourth store in India. Now, that in itself is fair enough, not a problem. Why am I so cheesed off with this? Well, they celebrated by releasing a new wallpaper with it, Guy. And
I
you
can
know
see this
how
is
I
going
feel.
already.
You know how I feel about the wallpaper process currently.
Yeah,
It
you've got
still
some
doesn't
issues.
work.
You got some
I
issues.
want my own wallpaper, Apple, and I want it to work. Rant over. Rant over. S and then I saw this one. I thought you'd like this even more. 7 products Apple will discontinue following the iPhone 17 event. He's hung himself again, folks.
I didn't throw it away.
And as Guy mentioned, it's his birthday on September 9th.
It is.
Oh, and there's an Apple event.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
yeah, that too. We know where the priorities are.
and then I saw this, so I thought, well, I've got to put this in. 5 things to expect from Apple's ore dropping September 9th. And he's hung himself one more time. And that guy, because I don't want to leave you hanging,
Ah! Ho, ho, ho.
is the end of Gaz's snippets.
Okay. Wow, I can't think of a time when I've ever hung myself 3 times during one snippet,
No,
but
no, I think it's quite
there was
surprising,
yeah,
actually.
there was some problems there. Okay, well, we're gonna talk very, very briefly about what's supposed to come up September 9th. None of it, or I shouldn't say none of it, but most of it is not a real big surprise, okay? Number 1, a new phone called the iPhone 17. Yeah.
Yeah, look, stop hanging yourself because you're
Okay,
gonna
I'll
be
stop
doing
hanging
the
myself.
thing the reason I want you to stop hanging yourself is because you're gonna be doing rather a lot of it probably over the next
Yeah,
2 or 3
throughout this
minutes, so
entire section. It'll be like, why is guy suddenly 6 inches taller? Because he
yeah,
hung
yeah.
himself
No,
25
yes,
times.
because he's now got an extended neck.
Very extended. As I
Mm,
walk down the street, it just kinda droops to one side.
yeah. Well, you need those rings then, don't you? Those
Yeah,
African
I
women
do.
wear them.
Like,
I don't know
yeah,
what
yeah,
that
yeah.
tribe is, but yeah.
Um, and there's supposed to be new colors for the iPhone. Yeah.
How are you feeling about a really thin iPhone though, Guy? What
Um, I mean, it's pretty
you see, I
darn thin
my
as it is.
Mrs. Gaz still would much prefer a smaller one.
Yeah.
She's got the 12 and she likes the size of the iPhone 12. She doesn't want it to be any bigger. And, I think Apple really are missing a bit of a trick, especially as they could produce one like that and make it cheaper if they want a cheaper phone to get in there and compete with some of these other cheap models that are out there.
Well, and I would not disagree with that.
It's almost like they're going down the thin road, which was the old everybody complained
Yeah, the
about,
iMac
"Oh,
road.
that's Johnny Ive. He just wants everything super thin," you know? "Ooh, we hate Johnny Ive because he's doing all the." Well, they're
We
now
don't hate it.
continuing that they're continuing that process if they're not careful.
We made fun of him, but we didn't I don't think we hated him.
Well, no, but a lot of other people did. I'm not
Okay.
saying us. I'm not saying us. The thing with a new super thin phone is, can they also keep the battery life as well, though? You know, would you prefer a thicker phone? Call it the thicker phone,
Pick a
which has
phone.
got longer battery life. I don't know. I don't know. You didn't think we'd get that much out of this, did you?
No, and we're not even done yet. So this thin phone, apparently, according to our rumors, is supposed to be called, in a fit of originality, the iPhone Air. iPhone Air. But one thing about the regular iPhone 17 that I was kind of surprised to see is, according to these rumors, there's not going to be a plus size for the iPhone 17. There'll be the regular size iPhone 17, and then the iPhone Air. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's supposed to be 6.6 inches. And then the iPhone Max, I think, starts at 6.8 or 6.9, something like
Okay.
that. But
Yeah.
those are like the three main sizes. So no more plus size regular iPhone. The iPhone Air is also only supposed to have one camera instead of, the batch of three that you get with the Max, and the two that you get with the regular iPhone. Also, then this is for people who need the new shiny as far as the camera goes. It's supposed to come with an 8K optical zoom, which is that's I don't know what the
Eight.
Android phones are
Do you
doing.
mean no? You mean an 8 times
Yeah,
optical?
8 times,
Right.
not
Yeah. Yeah.
8K.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all of your subjects will be about this big. They'll all be super tiny, even if you're doing a close up.
Yeah, they normally leave those sorts of larger size optical zooms for the max or
Pro
the
side, yeah.
the pro size. Yeah, so
So, but I don't think there's going to be a Max either. I think it's going to be the regular iPhone, iPhone Air, and iPhone Pro, and there'll be a single size, I think, for each one of those. And then, of course, the iPhone SE, which I believe is going to be 6.1 inches,
yeah, okay,
which is not, it's still not a small phone, which is what a lot of people would like. My wife included. She would like a new phone that has Touch ID and isn't just like a behemoth.
yeah, yeah.
She is desperate to be disappointed, I
Well,
think.
she'll never get a Touch ID one. That ain't coming back.
Oh, unless they do it on screen.
Yeah,
But
I'm not.
regardless, Face
I,
ID and then whatever comes next
yeah.
for authentication is, that's the
If
way.
you remember a few years ago, they talked about that, didn't they? They talked about the finger recognition under the screen, but
Yeah, and
it
then
never
nothing happened.
nothing happened.
Yeah,
So
it was kind of like the charging pad where it didn't matter where you put it, it would just charge the phone or whatever
yeah,
you put on it. Yeah,
that
what
never
happened with
happened.
that? Hmm,
Hmm.
hmm. I think
Hmm.
the way I remember it was some of the demos that they created in lab caught on fire or something like that. There was like something really, really bad that happened with those. And they were like, maybe this isn't the best idea. So we never got one. Also, there's supposed to be, no big surprise, a new Ultra 3 Apple Watch. And of course, the Apple Watch 11, and possibly a new Apple Watch SE. And this is the one that I'm kind of interested in, a new Apple TV 4K, and not as interested in a HomePod 3, which may or may not have a screen and may or may not have its own OS. We don't know. But I guess
What
we'll find out
what are the
tonight.
odds?
Oh, crap. I almost said a bad word. Say that again.
What are the odds, Guy?
Yeah, yeah. I actually thought about doing a what are the odds?
No, don't no.
Decided that For the sake of clarity, that we would just let that go for now. We'll wait until because because the whole thing with what are the odds, and when you're talking about the September event, there are things that you absolutely know 100% are going to happen that you don't always know for other kinds of events like this. So glad I gave everyone that explanation.
It's so much clearer in my head now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's me, Mr. Clarity. That's what that's what they call me in places that I've never been. All
Yes,
right.
you can do.
So now, do you have messages open?
I do. Yes, yes, I do.
Okay. Well, click on my name
Yes.
and let's get up to where we were talking about
Okay.
promos and ads and bumpers.
Yes. Okay. Yes. I found it. Thank you.
Okay. What are the odds that we're going to do that? 100%. 100%.
Yeah. Hun-
Oh,
Yeah. Mm.
okay. Now you
We're gonna
gave me the
start.
idea. Yeah. You gave me the idea for one, which is the second one down that I changed around a little bit, but it still has the same, excuse me. Oh, I can't speak. The same basic premise. And this is definitely going to be one of the ones that I send to Dave Hamilton. So do you want to read this one?
Well, if I knew which one you were talking about, I don't know. I think
Under
it's the
senior issues.
okay. Okay. Guy and Gaz on the G-Men podcast have superpowers that include inaccuracies, ridiculous tangents that go nowhere fast, and ability to go from zero to fun in the blink of an eye. So if you like tech shows that sometimes have nothing to do with tech, check out the G-Men on the podcatcher of your choice.
Okay.
I think I did well there.
You did. And that was a cold read.
It was.
That was really good. Okay, I'll do the one above that one. If I can.
Okay.
I
This
should
is
have gotten some
this
water
is going
before
to
I was
get
doing all this.
really confusing. This
Oh,
is.
very, very much so. Senior issues, furniture, mountain biking, and barking at delivery men are just a few of the high tech topics you can expect from Guy and Gaz on the G Men podcast. There you go, right there. Perfect. I don't know if that came out on the recording, but Wilf was barking in the background.
Okay, I'm just going to do the one below the one I did
Right.
originally.
Okay, go ahead.
Partly cloudy with a chance of stupid. Guy and Gaz on the G-Men show.
I like that. All right. I like this one too. Their sparkling and bubbly personalities are why so many people dislike them. Guy and Gaz on the G Men podcast.
Now, do you want me to change the partly cloudy with a chance of stupid to go on the G-Men podcast rather than the
No, it
G-Men
doesn't matter.
show?
Yeah, it
You
just
don't. You just don't care, do you?
no, G Men podcast, G Men show. But you can read it again that way if you want.
Okay, I'll give you the option,
Okay.
and then I'll jump into Stormy. Partly cloudy with a chance of stupid. Guy and Gaz on the G-Men podcast. When it comes to stormy weather, they aren't afraid to break wind. Guy and Gaz on the G-Men podcast.
Okay. Unable to accurately say the name of Elon Musk's social media platform for at least a year, it's Guy and Gaz on the G Men show.
They're not totally inept as they manage to get out of bed each morning. Failed. They're not totally inept as they manage to get out of bed each and every morning by themselves. Mostly. Guy and Gaz on the G-Men podcast.
That'll work. Okay. People in France like them out of pure bite. Guy and Gaz on the G-Men podcast.
They believe speaking slowly and in a loud voice enables people all over the world to understand them. Gaz and Guy on the G-Men podcast. Now, which do you prefer, Guy and Gaz or Gaz and Guy?
I mixed it up because I don't always want to have my name first.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah, I should get most of the blame.
And I think that's it.
Yeah. Well, no, there's one more. Going to the dentist to get drilled. No, that's not one.
Yes.
Okay.
I can't believe you started that.
Yeah. Well, of course I did, because it was funny.
Oh, yes. Yes, I forgot that bit.
So funny. You got a tip, or are we good to go on?
I'm going to tip. No. I was
right.
away all over the weekend, so I didn't get round to checking out tips.
That's fine. That's fine. We have lots of feedback this week, and this first one is likely going to piss you off, Gaz. So let's see where this goes. This is from NYC Greg. Hey, no slight to the person from the UK, but I'm being charged a 25% tariff for anything coming from the UK. So to be honest, I'm only listening to Guy's part of the podcast, being the cheap ass that I am. Makes for an awful experience, but hey, I'm on a budget. Kidding, of course. There is no replacing what's his name that starts with a G. I think he's already making excuses to not do the show. At least I'm in the same time zone. That aside, thank you, Guy, and your +1. I see Greg.
All I can say is I'm not putting 25% tariff on you.
That's the US government. Speaking of
Thanks. Greg, that's fine. I can take it.
Bastard. Yeah, you. We have some, speaking of Greg's, we have a few recorded messages from NC Greg. And here's the first one.
You're listening to the Gmen podcast. Are you feeling okay? Do you need to maybe see if your medication should be adjusted or something?
Pretty much. Yeah, that's my life in a nutshell. Here's another one.
You're listening to Glenn Jack on the Gmen podcast. Did you lose a bet or something?
I'm sensing a theme here.
I'm sensing a theme.
Okay, last one.
You know, there's nothing like a great Apple podcast with wonderful news and insights about them. And Guy and Gaz on the Gmen podcast is nothing like that kind of podcast. So why are you listening to it?
Well, I can't argue.
I've got nothing to complain about, really.
No, it's spot on. Thank you, Greg. And you too. And I think they've both, NYC Greg, if you have not gotten a Woody, let me know and I will send you. I still need to redesign the Woody because it's still based on, the My Mac podcast. So I need to redesign it, but I have not done that yet. Fortunately, I'm retired, so I have time to do those kinds of things now.
Well, you think you have time.
I think I have time, but then I don't remember until I'm recording the show. Very good. Very, very good. If you do something like send us, because the message from NYC Greg was done through Spotify. So you can send us a message through Spotify. You can send us a message through all of the various ways we're about to tell you in a second. You can send us audio file. You can send us anything. And if you do, and it's the first time, include your email address and I will send you the newly designed, eventually, Woo Tea. And if you don't know what the newly designed Woo T looks like. Well, here's an app description. It's a big W, big O, big T, little I, little E, exclamation mark, eventually. And again, say anything that you want about us. We're good with it. And if you use naughty words, fine. But all of you will get beeped. There, told you. If you'd like to help support the show, you can, and we'd like it if you did. You can go to coffee, ko-fi.com/MacParrot. You can also support us through PayPal, paypal.me/MacParrot. And there's the Vert Shark Discord channel. You can go and look that up, and there'll be things going on there in Discord. Gaz, if people wanted to get a hold of you in particular, how would they do that?
Ever so easy. You can still send an email to Gaz, that's G-A-Z,
Of course.
at mymac.com. You can also contact me on socials as GazMaz, G-A-Z,
Of course.
M-A-Z. I'm all over the place as that, so just try it and see if I respond. And if someone else responds, it's not me. You can also contact.
Okay, never mind. Go ahead. Keep going.
I'm GazMaz, G-A-Z-M-A-Z on BlueSky, so you can get me there, that's for sure. But both Guy and Gaz are on BlueSky and Twatex, which is Twatex / or BlueSky / Guy and Gaz, GUYANDGAZ.
Card.
Duh.
And not the other thing that's right below
Not
there.
the other thing.
So why even bring it up?
Mention it because
just
nobody
don't
can
know
see
why.
it. So why did you say it? No.
I don't know. It's there. And you know what? This is what I'm going to do right now.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do now. Listen to what I'm going to do, Guy.
Tell me.
His name was Guy.
Oh, you.
He's the guy.
Am I?
Guy's the one.
I am.
You remember Guy?
Do they?
Guy.
Guy?
Oh.
Guy says Guy was paid his 75 grand.
No.
Do we know it was a guy?
Let me
I
check.
like to go with Guy.
My guy?
So Guy.
A non-toxic guy. Get up, Guy.
Wait, you let who kiss you?
Guy.
Do you get lots of kisses?
Any guy.
Yeah, any guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you want,
An email from Guy.
how would they do it?
No fooling.
Thank you. I wasn't going to be able to proceed if you hadn't done that. Well, you can send that to at mymac.com. That's GUI at mymac.com. You can also reach me over there on both BlueSky and Twitter. Over there as MacParrot. And at least on, the Zwitkex Vert Shark. And we have a Google Voice number, don't we, Gaz?
Call 703-284-677 for the My Mac podcast with Guy.
Oh,
and
I've got to change.
Gaz.
We've got to change that. I've stopped it there. We've got to change it because this is the My Mac podcast.
Yeah, so we've got to come up with I got to go over to Suno and make a new song. I've actually been working on that. I don't remember when it was, but it wasn't like lighthearted like what that one is. It was more like country rock, and I just didn't really dig any of them.
Nah, I didn't dig it. Anyway, we've just given that number out. Oh, someone's
Hello?
ringing it.
Hello?
And they've hung up.
And yeah, if you missed that number, it's well, no, that's the wrong sound effect.
Not it.
That's not it. Here it is.
703-828-4678.
That's right, everyone. 703-828-46. What's those last two numbers, Gaz?
Seven.
We would appreciate it. If you're in the US, you can call that pretty easily. If you're outside the US, then you'll have to dial the country code, which is 1, then the number, and you likely will incur charges if you dial that directly from your phone. So probably shouldn't do that. But there's that number. Anyway, some of the other stuff that's going on. There's Guy's Daily Drive, which I've been getting pretty good at getting those out, the archive. I'm still in 2018. What I'm not so good at is getting out more tales from the AI verse. So that's still slowly. It is a mystery. Why is it taking Guy so long? We don't know. So check those out over there through the podcatcher of your choice, or over there on the tubes of you. You know, I checked before we get off this. I checked recently. I have like 700 videos over in YouTube. I couldn't believe it. Most of them, of course, are the My Mac podcast. In second place is Guy's Daily Drive. Third place, the panel show I used to do called Mac to the Future. And in, you know, very much in last place is Tales from the AI Verse, which has one video there.
It's difficult to be below that, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it kind of is. It's like, well, I'm going to do this thing.
Unless you do half a video. Unless you do half a video and put it out there.
Yeah. So stay tuned for.
Yep, pretty
and then
much.
just disappear off to the side. So now we're up to the part where we have to say goodbye, which is always the sad part of the show. So sad. Thank you. Thanks to each and every one of you. And, you know, this is my sincere voice, so people know that I'm not kidding around when I say this, except now they'll question it because I pointed out it was my sincere voice. No, this I'm really.
I can truly say, everyone, it is his sincere voice.
Not whether or not he's really sincere, just that is definitely his sincere voice. But we do appreciate the fact that you download and listen. Come on, listen to the Gmen podcast. It is greatly appreciated. And Gaz, I think that we're good enough. And this week with those ads, can't really say we were smart enough, but
no,
we did try.
We did.
And that doggone it, Wilf, thank you. Wilf. First time barking on the show. Thank you, Wilf. People like us.
Why don't eggs tell jokes?
Because it cracks them up.
Because they'd be scared they'd crack each other up.
Good enough. That's a win. That's a win for Guy.
And